Let's keep going. So we can now figure out what C is, because if you remember our definition of alternate interior angles, they are the exact same. So B right here, let me use my color. B is the alternate opposite interior of C. Okay, they're the exact same angle, but opposite interior angles. They're the opposite side of this line here, and they're inside of these parallel lines. So C will be the exact same as B. So C is also going to be 65. And knowing that definition, exact same will happen for D, right? Because the alternate is 60, the alternate for D would be 60 as well. So D is also going to be 60. And then we can kind of look at this and think, okay, well, we can now figure out E, because if you remember our definition of supplementary angles always add up to 180 degrees. So if D is 60, that means E has to be 120, because 120 plus 60 will give you 180. And with that, we can also now figure out F, because if you think about alternate interior or vertical angles, 60, which is D, is vertical right across from F. So F will also be 60. Okay. You really need to know your definitions of complementary, supplementary, alternate interior, and vertical angles to help you solve these kind of problems. Just remember, vertical angles, angles that are right across from each other, are the exact same. Alternate interior angles, so angles that are on the opposite side of a line, but inside the parallel lines, are the same. You also know that supplementary angles, which would be D and E or E and F, also add up to 180 degrees, so you can do some simple math and quickly figure that out as well. All right, let's do 5. Use a diagram to determine the missing angles. So if you remember our, well, I think we have some missing information here in order to help us solve 5. The only way we would be able to solve 5 is if we had this right here. So that is my bad. But let's just say that this angle right here is 60 degrees. Let's just pretend. That's my bad. You guys can go ahead and skip 5. But what we can do is that we know that 60 and 90. So if you remember what the interior of a triangle always adds up to, it's always 180. So you could do 60 plus 90 to get 150. And because an interior of a triangle is always 180, you can just do 180 minus 150. And so you will know that y is 30 degrees. Okay, so if you missed that, what I'm doing is that if that missing angle here is 60, and we know that this is a sign for 90 degrees, 90 plus 60 will give you 150, and the sum, or all these angles add up, 60, 90, and y added together will equal 180. Well, if we're trying to figure out y, we can just do 180 minus 150 to get y, which will be 30. We can now figure out what z is because of our definition of supplementary angles. Supplementary angles add up to 180, and so y and z will add up to 180. So 150, 30, 180 minus 30 will give you 150. All right, let me know if you have any questions on geometry, and we'll move on to the next video.